Hello everybody, welcome back to the SES Arcade. It's time once again for rebuilding the game wall. This time it's episode 6 and we're going to be talking about the FPS genre. And if you're new to the channel, once again, thanks for subscribing recently. Welcome to Rebuilding the Game Wall, where I talk about some of the recent games that I picked up within the past couple years to help contribute to these beautiful game shelves right behind me, or as I like to call it, the game wall. Anyways, now that that's out of the side, we're talking about first-person shooters for you today. We got 4 original Xbox titles, 1 PSP game, 1 Xbox 360 game, and I forgot the other one. It's a PS2 game. Hang on. I'm okay. Who drank all my water? So let's talk about those games that I mentioned. Alright, first off, we're starting out on the PlayStation 2. Now a system I played a lot of first-person shooters on, mainly because I preferred the original Xbox for that genre. The controller just felt better. But there was one game that was exclusive to the PS2. That was Cold Winter on the PlayStation 2. You start out in this prison. It's actually pretty good. It got a lot of decent reviews at the time actually, and unfortunately not a lot of people played this one, at least as far as I'm concerned. If you've heard of Cold Winter before, let me know in the comment section below. But from what I've played, it's a pretty solid first-person shooter, and I'm really liking the production values that actually went into it. Now I've only played like an hour or two of it, and I kind of got lost in the first level, but I'm progressing, and I'll get back to it eventually. I got this one around August of last year, and I paid $17.28 for it. So not bad, it's complete in its case, and yeah, Cold Winter on the PS2. Moving on. Next up, we have a Xbox 360 first-person shooter. It goes by the name of Clive Barker's Jericho. A very edgy, moody, creepy, and dark first-person shooter for the Xbox 360. I believe it also came out on the PS3 and probably the PC. But yeah, this game, when I originally played it, I played the demo actually, I did not like it. Like, it's the art style of the game and how dark the graphics are. There's just something about it that just kind of makes me sick to my stomach. It's very gross and the environments are pretty nasty. The enemies are very weird looking. But, I mean, it's Clive frickin' Barker. What do you expect? This is the Hellraiser dude. But, at the same time, I think it's more motion sickness than anything. Something about this game just gives me dizzy over time, and I just can't play it for extended periods of time. And the game is tough as nails, too. And I only paid around $4.98 just for the disc alone, because I already had the case and the manual separately. Can't be alone in thinking that this game was not that great, but I still want to play through it. Earlier this year, I started getting back into collecting for my PSP. Now, the PSP is a system that I still have to this day. However, most of the games that I used to have for it, I eventually traded away, or I just downloaded them digitally, much to my chagrin. And yeah, anyways, I picked up Coated Arms on the PSP. Now, if any of you own the PSP, I'm pretty sure you got this game at some point, or at least played it, or at least heard of it. Coated Arms was kind of like the first real first-person shooter on the system, and it was received okay. It was kind of weird. The game really didn't have a campaign to it. I mean, it did have a campaign, but it was kind of weird. It was like procedurally generated, but the graphics at the time for a PSP game were pretty damn good, and the controls were serviceable. Granted, there was only one analog knob on that damn thing. But anyways, Coated Arms on the PSP. Surely one of you out there have heard of it or played it. I paid only $9.53 for it. I still gotta pick up its sequel at some point. Darkwatch on the original Xbox. Have you ever wanted to play as a vampire cowboy? If you're saying no, then I agree with you wholeheartedly. However, I did not know it was going to be as fun as Darkwatch. Darkwatch was a game released for the PS2, Xbox, and I believe also the PC. But this game is pretty damn good. The production values for it at the time were pretty damn stellar. It was published by Capcom 2 and developed by High Moon Studios. Almost reminds me of Painkiller actually, and that whole aesthetic, but it's got a western flair to it at the same time. It's pretty damn good. If you haven't checked it out, check out Darkwatch. I mean, look at this game. Look at it. No, I'm serious, look at it. Bought it around August of last year and paid only $14.05. An absolute steal for this complete in its case. Project Snowblind on the Xbox. This game also released on the PS2, however, the PS2 version apparently ran like crap. It was nowhere near as good as the Xbox version, so obviously I went with the Xbox version. Now, I owned this game before in the past, but I only had the disc. Unfortunately, one of the casualties of the apartment fire, water damage of 2017. Don't need to get into that. All you need to know is that I picked it up again recently, and I'm having a pretty good time with it. Apparently, this was supposed to be a Deus Ex game, or a spin-off, but apparently it didn't come to be, so they just called it Project Snowblind. I believe it was a console exclusive too, but it was pretty damn good. I love the aesthetics, I love the use of colors in this game, the saturation, the blues. It's a lot of action going on here, and you do get some tech upgrades, kind of like Deus Ex Human Revolution, but not to that degree. I played $6.21 for this, complete in its box. And it's funny, I'm looking at the back here and it says it supports clans. Remember how original Xbox games always had like that checklist of features? And the orange ones were Xbox Live, and it's just, I miss Xbox Live back then. Next up we have 13, a cel-shaded first-person shooter. If you've heard of this game recently, it's probably because of the horrible remake that they ended up doing for current-gen consoles. That was a buggy, glitchy mess. I swear to God, why did they even bother? If you're looking to pick up 13, please do not buy that version. Buy the original, either on the PS2 or Xbox. I believe it also came out on the GameCube. I could be wrong on that, but 13 is a fantastic first-person shooter. It's got so much style. It's very cool. I love the comic book aesthetic to it. It's very unique, and there wasn't any other game at the time like this one. Paid around $7.76 for this back around September of last year. So yeah, 13 on the original Xbox. And last but not least, we have Urban Chaos on the original Xbox. This one is fantastic. I'm serious. If you've ever wondered what it was like to be one of those riot guards from the cops or police, play this game. Urban Chaos. It's over the top. You can tase people till they catch on fire. You have this unbeatable shield, and it's amazing. It is awesome. This came out around the time the Xbox 360 launched. I think it actually came out a few months after the 360 launch, and the worst part about that was it wasn't backwards compatible. This was also released on the PlayStation 2, probably the PC for all I know, but this game, definitely worth checking out. It was the most expensive game today, and I paid $26.72 for this one. Worth every penny. I've had so much fun with this one, and if you're into good first-person shooters, especially on the 6th generation of consoles, you owe it to yourself to play Urban Chaos Right Response. So what's the damage? Well, the total of all these first-person shooters was only $86.53. According to my calculation. And if you ask me, that's probably one of the best rebuilding the game wall totals that I've come up with on this channel yet. For all these fantastic games, well, I don't know if you want to call Coded Arms and Clive Barker's Jericho fantastic, but they're all competent first-person shooters, and if you haven't picked them up or checked them out, I could definitely suggest that you check at least a few of them out, at least the ones that I was enthusiastic about. Anyways, thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you all soon. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you experienced any of these games growing up, let me know in the comment section below which one. Alright everybody, I'll see you all soon.